is good news. All right, so we're gonna go over boots. And I was just reading up on the NFTs. So today's schedule is, so this is gonna be a new series. I built my own house, all right? So I built my house from the ground up. I had a roofing team, I did have a stucco team, and my best friend is a professional contractor. So that's where I got a lot of my great advice. But he didn't build the house for me, all right? So most of that was for myself, for me. I had to determine what tools to buy, what skills I needed to learn, what skills I hired out, what boots to buy. All these kind of like do's and don'ts, I'm gonna teach you guys, okay? It's gonna save you thousands. It's gonna, like when you go to Home Depot, you're not gonna know what to buy. You're just gonna look at stuff and you're gonna be like, I gotta patch a hole. Man, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to buy, and it's real easy, all right? And then when it comes to patching the hole, you can Google that. You can look on the internet, and there's gonna be someone that's gonna show you how to utilize those tools. So I'm gonna show you what I used, so you're not gonna go out and buy a bunch of junk, all right? So we're gonna kick this off with the boots first, all right? And my favorite boots out of all the boots that I tried were Die Hard boots. Now, my buddy recommended them to me, and I was like, all right, well, I'll check them out. First thing I thought was, they're kind of ugly. They're big, they're kind of clunky, and I just didn't see myself enjoying wearing these for construction. And he was like, well, if you're gonna build your own house, you're really gonna need some good boots. And I was like, I was in the Navy, I know what good boots are. I had some leather boots in the Navy, steel toe. Those things would last you a year on the flight deck. You'd be on the deck all day, all right? So I thought, out here, building my own house, I wanted something more like a tennis shoe. I've seen these construction boots that look like tennis shoes, and they got steel toes also. So I was like, that's what I want. And they're cheaper too. So I went out and bought a few pairs of those. I'm gonna say a few because it took me 3 pairs to learn that is not what lasts. If you look at the professional contractors, they generally wear a boot that looks something like this. And I'm gonna tell you all the advantages of this boot. I'm gonna sell this boot to you because you're gonna put this boot on and you're gonna say, doggo running, you're nuts, all right? And you're gonna go out and you're gonna look at the high-tech version, or you're gonna look at the Red Wing and you're gonna buy that. Please don't. This is a fantastic boot, and you will not be disappointed. I just bought a brand new pair. This is the pair that I wore to build my house. So this is what a pair of boots looks like after building a home from the ground up. We're talking everything from a 9-foot retaining wall with a 3.5-foot and a key foundation with rebar. I did all that. We're talking lots of concrete work, paint work, using the boot as a tool. This is the result of that. And I'm gonna compare this boot, which was manufactured about 3 years ago, and the new boot that I bought online, all right? I bought this at an actual Sears store, tried it on, and walked out of Sears with it on. This one I purchased online. There are some differences, and I will point those differences out. And you can determine whether or not that's a deal breaker or you're gonna give it a shot still. I am pleased myself. So what do I like about these boots? Why does this particular boot, well, first of all, everybody says you need a steel toe, all right? You don't need a steel toe, all right? A steel toe is a good idea, and it's required in many environments, but this boot will protect your toe. It's not gonna be like a steel toe, but it's got a real nice firm toe. This is a really nice boot that's gonna protect your toe from light hits. You can use this as a tool. You have a really nice thick sole. And what do they call this sole? It's the Die Hard Sure Track, non-marking, oil-resistant, cushioned insole. You know what I like about this is when you're working on your house, other boots, they'll track in dirt constantly or mud. When you're doing contractor work, when you're working on your home, you're not going to be landscaping your property. You're going to be running through the dirt, grabbing lumber and bringing it back and forth into your house. and you're going to be tracking in gobs of mud with these other types of boots. This boot does not hold on to that dirt, but at the same time, it gives you grip. You have a lot of grip because of the edge, all right? And as you can see, it doesn't really wear down. They tell you if you wear down this sole, they'll give you a brand new boot. These are tough, real tough, and I'm real hard on my boots. I use them as a tool. I did a lot of digging, and eventually I'll show you the house, okay? What are the differences? I noticed the new boot, they both have Die Hard written on the outside right here. This boot actually has it imprinted in there. I can feel it. It's a little bit, I'd say it's about maybe 1 millimeter down into the leather. The leather feels like legitimate leather. This leather on my old one has that it's separating kind of, and it has this plastic feel to it. It might be like leather something or a mixture of, and this might also be, but I don't remember this boot looking this good. I really don't. This boot was $85, okay? But this boot I got on sale a couple years ago for about $62. So they might have made some improvements. I don't know, or maybe changed the materials just a little bit. It's a very well-made boot, has a really good padded insole on the inside. It's not uncomfortable to wear. When you put them on, you're gonna feel clunky, clocky, and yeah, like I said, but give it a couple weeks, these will break in and they become part of your foot. They're amazing, and your foot is safe. I've dropped cinder blocks on my foot. It'll take a cinder block drop on your toe and you'll be just fine. But if you're working with like big old iron and stuff like that, of course you have to wear steel toe. I understand that. But when it comes to general contracting, especially in California or in desert environments, these are extremely popular. They don't do very good in water. You don't want to get these wet because it tends to make them mushy and kind of gushy and kind of fall apart. That's the only complaint that I've heard about these, all right? But these are the diehards. Now, the old boot does not have it imprinted like this. It's more of an ink stamp, right? And now that is one difference. And then also what I noticed is the stitching on the plastic bead right here is a little bit different on the new boot. It's spaced more. It's more spaced out. So you have actually more stitching holes or more stitches in the older boot. So we'll count that from the die hard section. How about that from here to here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stitches on the old boot. And on the new boot, you can see it's spaced a lot more. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So I don't know if that, let me count my boot down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit different. And it looks like they missed the hole right here. Got some double stitching on that. You have some double stitching on that. It looks rather random, I'm telling you honestly. The stitching on the newer boot seems a little bit more random in spacing. But looks sufficient. I don't see that coming apart. But other than that, that's the only differences that I can see. So a great boot, highly recommend it. It will break in. You will be able to use it as a tool. This is, you can dig with these. They don't track in the dirt. They're gonna last you. They're not gonna fall apart when you do concrete work. Highly recommend them. And yeah, so if you're about to build your home, go out and get a good pair of boots. These are the Die Hard boots. Best boots on the market, I think. All right. So great price in the 80s now, $80 for a good leather boot that's going to last you. All right. And I know, I speak from experience. I even bought a hiking boot and that just broke to pieces. I mean, I was so stubborn. Because I was like, I'm not in the Navy anymore. I'm not going to be wearing big boots anymore. You know? Look at the professional contractors and see what they buy. all right? And that's usually something that's a good option for you. All right, so the next thing we're gonna go over is NFTs. What are NFTs? All right, so NFTs, all right, NFTs. NFTs are, it's in the whole realm of the cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. NFTs. So why am I talking about NFTs? So I went on a walk with one of my buddies the other day ago, and we're sitting there, we're having a conversation. And I was trying to explain to them that this whole digital universe, this digital world we find ourselves in, is there's a virtual world that we all hold a part of. So for instance, my something more permanent, my desk, for instance, this room, this chair, this building I'm in, this address, all this is a physical place. It's a physical chair, but it doesn't really exist other than that. It really doesn't. I could take a picture of this chair and I could post it on the internet, all right? And that picture would have really no ownership. It would have no owner. It would go on maybe one website and somebody could claim ownership of that picture, and maybe the company could grab it, and all kinds of people could utilize this picture I took, and I would have no ownership of that. All right, and people could edit it. There'd be no legitimacy. So let's say it's something more complex than a chair. It could be something like the blueprints of a very complex building or a very complicated weapon system, okay? And you have to verify that it has not been edited, it hasn't been tampered with. So what NFTs are is our ability to take something like a picture or a video, right? And incorporating it within the blockchain technology, okay? This is that Bitcoin technology. So whether it's something like a digital address, so you could have your home, okay, on Earth 1 or Earth 2, which is a digital universe that we've created, all right? And people are doing that right now. So they're bringing in their address and bringing it into this digital universe, okay? Now, why? Well, we already have this digital universe. If you bring up Google, all right, your house is there, okay? But Google kind of owns that. Google took it upon themselves to drive their little cars around, take a picture of my house, and claim ownership of it and utilize it on their app, and I get absolutely nothing of that, nothing from that, okay? So what's going to happen eventually is people are going to start claiming, they're going to start claiming back what's theirs, all right? That because once world internet comes out, and these are just my predictions, once world internet does come out, you might want to share this with your friends because this is really good information. It's a way to think and to understand how the world's gonna keep on going, right? So you have this digital universe that they're creating or we're creating, just like Google, but there's going to be ownership to it, and there's going to be verification of all these images, all right? Whether it's the digital address, whether it's anything that holds space within this digital universe, okay? So it's kind of like if you understand what gives something value, what gives the Mona Lisa value. I can go on Amazon and I can look at a picture. I can actually purchase the Mona Lisa, all right, and have it delivered to my home, and I can put it on my wall. Now it costs $50 and it's a print of the original, but what gives the original its incredible value, okay? All right, so how we think about value and art, that's another thing when it comes to art and all these interesting items that people are hoarding now. And that's because people are starting to look at wealth as something different. So if you look at wealth right now, it's a dollar bill or a piece of paper that a government, our federal government, all right, or the Federal Reserve, Federal Reserve, which is not federal, okay? They're just the ones that control the interest rates and how our money is, basically the mathematical formula is behind controlling our money. See, Bitcoin has a mathematical formula. It's a formula that can't be, it has rules. These rules cannot be broken, okay? But when it comes to our fiat currency, these rules and the formulas and the interest rates and these numbers are manipulated by a very small portion of society, do you understand? And we never know when they're going to change it. So there's some uncertainty there, okay? And you know, just like any drug addict, they like control, okay? They would rather give themselves the medication rather than having to visit the doctor and having the doctor monitor what they're giving them and having them administer it, okay? But usually what's better, if you have a good doctor, okay, all right, or a mathematical formula that requires that doctor to do a blood test, that requires that doctor to see all the highs and lows and adjust your dosage accordingly, okay? If those rules were incorporated into your doctor's visit, all right, it would be a much better thing. So basically we're taking the doctor out of it, okay? So we're taking the people out of it, the federal government out of it, the wars, the oil manipulation, the gas prices, all this stuff that manipulates our markets, all right, from a very select few is going to go away. All right, and that's what that digital currency is going to happen. And so when we have this world internet, I don't want to go too deep in the woods. When we have this world internet, we're going to have a way to verify what's on the internet. And that's where I think that's where these NFTs eventually will go. All right. And that way you can claim ownership of individual items within certain spaces that they hold within the internet. All right. So you can already invest in NFTs. So I think that's where the NFTs eventually are going to go. Currently, we have people having videos of NFTs and different things like that. So I don't want to lose you too deep on that, but that's where we're going. Everything's going to be digital, and people are going to, and I know you guys can't see the value of it now, but obviously you see the value of seeing your address on Google now, or your favorite coffee shop on Google right now. And I'm sure you've all been on Google before, and you've searched for maybe your church, and it doesn't pop up because they haven't talk to Google and pay the little fee to make sure that their church does pop up or the search words are correct. Do you understand? We already pay these companies to please add our business to their little valuable map apps. Do you understand? We are bypassing that. The users are going to start taking back what's theirs. And that's what all this is about. When it comes to crypto or when it comes to NFTs, it's all about you, the individual, taking back what's yours and taking it away from the individuals that currently pull the strings in society. All right. And you have Bitcoin and you have something that's called Ethereum. Ethereum is the second one that people talk about a lot. Ethereum is good. It uses two different types of technology. So I want to read this off for you guys. So how is Ethereum different from Bitcoin? Ethereum draws inspiration from Bitcoin. They are both cryptocurrencies. Ethereum currently uses the same technology behind Bitcoin, a blockchain which uses a shared, decentralized public ledger to decentralize the network. So it's not under the control of just one entity, like our Federal Reserve, right? But while Bitcoin is used primarily as a store of value, kind of like gold, the idea behind Ethereum is to decentralize other kinds of applications and services, from social media networks to more complex financial agreements. These financial agreements would have automatic rules that can't be broken. You would not even need to have your name on these. You would have the key, I would have the key. These rules are the rules. It's amazing. So it takes, that way it takes away the government's power. It's just amazing. It's almost like everyone having a Swiss bank of their own, you know? So it's really great. So I'm going to stop on the EFTs now. We're going to go to a couple Knives. All right, so what's up with the knives? All right, I'm still working on my house, but I'm still selling some knives. Someone asked about these Remington knives I have. I still have some of these R1173 L's and non-L's. I got two of these. Look at these old cool boxes. And this particular knife, these are Delrin, and this one has no cracking like all the other ones on the internet. It's a really nice knife. All right, I'm gonna sell these two for $100, plus I'll throw in a free gift. Free gift, it'll be worth like $25, something. I'll find something that will surprise you. That includes the shipping also, so you get these two beautiful knives. The other one's a liner lock. And the liner lock's pretty neat because that's a locking knife. This one has the standard Delrin cracks in it that all the old Remingtons have, but it's completely stable, not really an issue. Let me turn on some light here. Might be a little harsh on my face, but let's do this. Okay. How's that look? Boy, that light is a little bit harsh on me. Just beautiful. So pretty, 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 pretty knives. All brand new in the boxes with the paperwork. Boy, maybe that light's too bright. Yeah, I'm going to be throwing up a lot of stuff on eBay. So below this, you do have my eBay link. Below this, you have my email. You can always contact me. If you guys are about to build a house or do something like that, send me an email. I'll see what I can do for you. We can maybe set something up, and I can help you guys out. Because it's possible. When you guys see what I've done in the area that I've done it, it's quite amazing, and it's really not that difficult. It's all about organizing. It's all about, it's work. But the most difficult thing is the research. The most difficult thing is knowing what to buy and the lessons learned. And I can I can help you guys out with that. Oh, check out this really cool. This is a West Turn single blade liner lock. Just a beauty. Look at that. That sucker's going to go up on eBay. Just beautiful. I do have some Great Eastern knives. If you guys are interested in the Great Eastern knives, drop me an email. Yes, they're expensive, but they're ones of a kind Z's, and they're absolutely beautiful. And you guys know what I have. So that's where we're at right now. Look at this one. This one was offered, I believe, in some kind of fashion or some kind of department store, if anybody knows. This beautiful stag, very small. It was a gentleman's knife. I believe it was, boy, it was some fancy department store people used to go to. Or not like a J.C. Penney's. It was like a Macy's, something like that, like a Macy's. You can go in the gentleman's department, and this particular knife was in there. And you'll see these on eBay occasionally. They're rather beautiful. It's a beautiful chunk of stag. And they were obviously made by, boy, I'd almost venture to say Russell made it, or they just had some custom knife maker make a bunch of them. But they're rather beautiful. I'm sure you guys recognize it. There's no markings on them. And like I said, you will see them on eBay from time to time. They got a half stop that's flush. I mean, it has all the cues of a custom, custom knife that some custom knife maker made. Just beautiful. It's got that beautiful edge on it. It's nice. All right, I'm going to wrap this live up. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So boots today. What's tomorrow? I don't know. Or the next day after that, we'll do something. I am going to be listing some knives for sale on eBay. That link is just below here. Facebook. I am off Facebook. I will probably do a video on that, and I'm going to tell you all the things that they do trying to get you back. It is crazy, guys. My life is so much better without that. So if you guys are on Facebook, and I used it for business, it absolutely did not benefit me at all. So that's, you know, and even the largest channels, I did some research with them. It just does not benefit very many people. There might be a few that it does, but not very many. So I got to roll. Hasta la vista. How do I turn this thing off? I don't know. You know, it just starts randomly sometimes. You guys want to walk outside? You guys want to walk? Okay, I'll show you my house. How about that? Let's walk outside. Let's do it. So we're gonna walk outside. When we come outside, you're gonna see a lot of fruit trees. So my property has 3 fruit trees. I have persimmons, and they're edible. They taste like cinnamon. And then I have a lemon tree, which has lemons on it. And then we will see the house. The house is the porch. The wood pergola is on hold. Wood now is crazy prices. Crazy. I'll use an umbrella until wood prices go back to normal. And that's the thing about building your home. You have to have patience. Deferment of gratification. This is something that really determines your success in life. He used to call it the marshmallow test, right? The marshmallow test is deferment of gratification. You can give this test to your children. You guys can Google that. All right, so here we go. I think we'll turn the camera around because we don't need to see my old self. All right, so what we'll do is we'll grab some glasses and we're gonna go for a walk. So yeah, I did actually all the work in here too. This is my my office. All this is fully alarmed. It's a really nice. No power to this office though, and it won't be until I do that through the city. But that's cool. I mean, I run an extension cord for now. I did all the window work. It's really pretty. So I did this window seal. And this is just some old furniture and different things. So, all right, so we're gonna walk outside. So some of the gardening I've done, and there was nothing here of significance when I took over this property. There was actually just an awful bunch of trees that were overgrown that I had to remove. But later we're gonna be planting a garden. And then I have low watt lighting throughout the property. So this is just a teaser. I'm actually going to do a whole walk around video. And I do a lot of planting. And this is the, you can see kind of what's going on here. And we're still in the construction phase. You know, all the pipes are laid, but you know, I gotta dig up and put the access in there, and got a few issues with the AC. Still have to ground some stuff. This is my low watt lighting system that I installed, and the fence. Did that with my best friend. And then the wall, this half of the wall, the neighbor did. My half is actually stuccoed, so I want his pool is in this area, so he's responsible for that section. And then I did the section going all the way to the front, which is quite significant, as you can see. And I did brakes in mine and proper rebar and all that. But I did do the foundation all the way because I didn't want him to do the foundation. I wanted it done properly. And kind of gives you an idea of what's going on with the house. But I will do a full walk around and show you guys more. All right, take care. Hasta la vista, guys.